Hi everybody, my name is Rupa, working as assistant professor in Chevron Engineering College. I'm dealing the subject for electronic controllers and drives, and today's topic is two-quadrant control consisting of forward motoring and regenerative braking. So this is the two-quadrant control consisting of both forward motoring and reverse braking. Here we are requiring a chopper. We are aiming a chopper which is giving a positive current and voltage in either directions. So we are taking such a two-quadrant chopper, obtaining chopper. But this is rarely used. But these choppers which have applications are various applications are there. The chopper which is used is though it is rarely used, it is used in various applications. So what are the applications means? Current source inverters and what I have discussed before. So it can be obtained in the two ways, scheme 1 and scheme 2. First we will discuss scheme 1. So same in scheme 1 single chopper control is there, and in scheme 2 class D two-quadrant chopper will be there. Okay, so let us see about the single chopper control here. So here the figure 4.11, what I am showing, it is used without reversing switch. Okay, so for this single control chopper, this figure is also this figure is assumed, but it is used without switch, reversing switch RS. So if you draw the diagram again without reversing switch, it is used for this scheme 1 single chopper control. So for monitoring operations, the manual switch C is used. Okay, and when the switch C is closed, S is controlled. This semiconductor switch is controlled, giving the class A chopper, giving the quality of class A chopper. So it seems to be class A chopper when C is closed and S is on and off. Control means on and off. So when running in reverse direction, terminal B is positive and A is negative. Obviously that is correct. Okay, so B is positive and A will be negative in reverse direction. So now if C is opened, before I said that C is closed and S is on and off, and this is reverse condition. At that time B is positive and A is negative. And now when C is closed, S is controlled and the regenerative braking is obtained. So when the C is closed, we get forward motoring, and for C is opened, we get regenerative braking. This is for scheme 1. Next, this is scheme 2, class D two-quadrant chopper. So for using this scheme 2, the figure shown is used here. 4.13, the figure shown is used here. So this chopper can be controlled using a number of schemes. But what we are using, these two schemes are more used. So let us discuss about these schemes. The control signals of the waveform, the control signals and the waveforms are for this figure are shown in next figure. So see here, these are the control signals. These are the control signals for, this is for forward motoring. A figure is for forward motoring and B figure is for regenerative braking. Now we will go into the operation of the circuit. So see here, this is a self-commutator switch and two switches are taken here, S1 and S2, and two diodes B1 and B2. This is the motor, this is the energy storage system. This is the source, and IC1 and IC2, these are the control signals given to the switch when to switch on. So IS is the source current, VA is the armature voltage, and IA is the armature current. So these are the parameters. These are source. These are the parameters. So now see the operation. When the semiconductor switches S1 and S2 are turned on with a phase difference of t seconds. Okay, you are getting a phase difference. You are giving a phase difference of t seconds, and we are oning the S1 and S2. So switch S1 is turned on at t is equal to 0 and it is turned off at t is equal to 2 delta t. Okay, S1 is what is the interval from t is equal to 0 to 2 delta t. Okay, so this is S1 turning time, and switch S2 is turned at switch S2. The interval of switch S2 is equal to t to it is turned on at t and up to t plus 2 delta t. T to t plus 2 delta t, it is turned off. So the period of, if you observe the oning time, S1 is on at 0 and off at 2 delta t. S2 is on at t and off at t plus 2 delta t. So if you observe each switch, the timing, the period of operation of each switch is 2t. Okay, the period of operation of each switch is 2t, and delta can be written as t on by 2t. What is the duty ratio? T on by 2t. So delta is equal to t on by 2t. And where t on means each switch, what is the operation time period? And it should be mainly noted that instance of turn on or fixed for both the switches. Now we will see the operation. Before going to the operation, see one point. So what we are giving the control signals, these are under continuous conduction. IC1 and IC2, these are under continuous conduction modes. And all the drive will be operating in different modes. There will be different modes of operations. These modes of operations, I will show you now. First one, mode 1. So this mode 1 will be occurring when S1 and S2 will be conducting. Okay, so this mode will be occurring when S1 and S2 conducts. Both S1 and S2 conducts, mode 1 will be occurring. So the armature current will be flowing from, see here, the armature current will be flowing from V, here V, S1 and the armature and S2. Okay, so that means the current will be flowing from like this. Again it reaches V. So this is the current loop, IS. Okay, so from here I can write VA is equal to plus V. Okay, it is positive. This is mode 1. In mode 1, the current will be flowing from V, S1, motor, this one, armature, and S2. Okay, next. We will see mode 2. So mode 2 will be operating when S1 is on and S2 is open. Okay, so this is not there. S2 is open and S1 is present. S1 is on, not present, on, and S2 is open. So the armature current will be flowing through D2 and S1 like this. Okay, next here we can say that VA is equal to 0 as there is no switch, as there is no voltage here, we can say that it is VA is equal to 0. Next, mode 3 operation. So this will be occurring when S1 is open. Okay, so mode 3 will be on when S1 is open and S2 is closed. S1 is open like this only. So S1 is not there and S2 is closed. So the armature current will be flowing from S2 and D1. Okay, S2 and D1. The armature current will be flowing from S2 and D1. So we here also VA is equal to minus V. VA is equal to reverse, so minus V. Sorry, VA is equal to 0. Here also VA is equal to 0 in this loop. Here also VA will be equal to 0. Okay, so both the cases VA is equal to 0. Next, last mode, mode 4. So this mode 4 will be occurring when both S1 and S2 are open. Okay, so both S1 is not there, opened, and S2 is also opened. Okay, so the armature current will be flowing from D2 and V and V1 like this through the armature. Okay, so the current will be like this. So here VA is equal to, as the current is in reverse direction, VA is equal to minus V. Okay, so see all the modes first here. Mode 1. Mode 1, S1 and S2 will be on. So at that time what happens, the current will be flowing through V. The current will be flowing through V, S1, terminal T2, S2 like this. So here V is equal to VA, as the current is in the same direction of charging VA, VA is equal to VA. Next, second mode. S1 is on and S2 is off. Okay, so the current will be circulating like this only. So VA is equal to 0 here. And third mode, S1 is off and S2 will be conducting. So the current will be flowing like this. So VA is equal to again 0 here. And last mode, reverse mode. Both S1 and S2 are open. So the current will be flowing through the diodes. So as it flowing through opposite direction, VA is equal to minus VA. So these are the 4 modes. So if you see the waveforms here, for 0.5 to 1, for the operation 0.5 to 1, S1 and S2 are open simultaneously. Okay, from delta is equal to 0.5 to 1 interval, S1 and S2. S1 and S2, see here, S1 and S2 cannot be opened simultaneously. Cannot be opened simultaneously. So therefore, what happens? The instantaneous value of output voltage of the chopper will be either positive or 0. Okay, so if it is giving a positive average output, the machine will be operating in the first quadrant. So various waveforms are shown here for continuous conduction only. So remember that it is for continuous conduction only. So I said that before, I said the value for 0.5 to 1. Forward motoring 0.5 to 1. Okay, so what happens there? S1 and S2 cannot open simultaneously. So the instantaneous output will be neither positive or 0. Positive means we will get for first quadrant. Average output will get first quadrant. Next one, if you go for the interval 0 to 0.5, this one, reverse regenerative braking will be occurring. From 0 to 0.1, S1 and S2 cannot be closer together. Here also cannot be closer together. So the output voltage will be neither 0 or minus V. Okay, so in the first one, forward motoring, we are getting either positive or 0. Here we are getting either negative or 0. So if you get a negative average output voltage will be in fourth quadrant. In positive output quadrant, positive output of average value will be in second quadrant, and here the negative will be in fourth quadrant. Okay, so see, if you see the waveforms here, from 0 to T, S1, so what is the operation of S1? What is the time duration of S1? S1 is on for T to T, sorry, 0 to 2 delta T, and S2 is on for T to T plus 2T. Okay, so here S1 is on for 0 to 2 delta T. Up to 2 delta T, up to here, S1 is on, right? So see here, you can find out S1, S1 and S1. Up to 2 delta T. Okay, so the S2 will be on from T to T plus 2 delta T. Okay, so this is T plus 2 delta T. This is from T. So from T, S2 will be on up to T plus 2 delta T. So the period consists here also. So S2. See, these are the IA, armature current. It will be either 0 or positive, and this is, if you observe the waveforms, these are continuous. There is no any discontinuous waveforms here because IA is continuous here. These are the control signals. So from 0 to 2 delta T, I am giving control signal for S1. So S1 is on. From T to T plus 2 delta T, I am giving control signals for 2. So S2 is on. Okay, so this is the on time period. S1 is 0 to 2 delta T, and S2 is from T to T plus 2 delta T. So at this time, S1 and S2 will get on, and this is the voltage. Voltage waveform. This is the source current. These are in forward motoring. Next, for regenerative braking, see here. IC1 from 0 to 2 delta T, S1 is on, and from T to T plus 2 delta T, S2 is on. Okay, so same as is from here to here, S1 is on, Here diodes will be on, and again S2 is on, S1 is off. So here you will get VA, 0 minus VA. See here, if you see the waveforms, minus VA and again 0 and positive VA and again 0. So here also the current is continuous. IA is continuous. So there is no discontinuous waveforms. Only we are considering continuous. So now we will see the expression for IA and VA average values. So expression for average values of VA, it is derived from the waveforms of VA, which I have shown before, A and B. From there are two modes. See here, for forward motoring 0.521 and for reverse regenerative braking, it is from 0 to 0.5. So from forward motoring 0.52 delta less than 1, VA can be written as, it is the time period interval from T to 2 delta T. So 1 by T V dt. That is equal to from T to 2 delta T. 1 by T into integral of T to 2 delta T V dt. That is equal to 2V delta minus 0.5. If you substitute the limits 0.5 to 1. Okay, next. For reverse regenerative braking, it is from 0 to 0.5. So same, the voltage will be minus here. Reverse means regenerative braking means reverse voltage you are getting. The motor is armature is acting as a generator, so it is giving reverse voltage to the source, fed into the source. So here VA is equal to 1 by T, 2 delta T to T minus V dt, that is equal to 2V opposite one, delta minus 0.5. So same expressions, these can be obtained for the ranges of delta. IA is equal to, actually you know the formula, E is equal to V plus IARA. From that I can write IA is equal to this one, VA minus E by RA. So that is equal to 2 volts to V into delta minus 0.5 minus E by RA. So make it as 39th equation, this one make it as 38th equation. So both are equal here. Okay, next. This is all about 2-quadrant one. Next we will go for 4-quadrant control. 4-quadrant control. So see here. In this 4-quadrant control, we are also having two methods. It can be obtained by using class E chopper. This is class E chopper, not this one. I will show you in this is class E chopper. Okay, so method 1 is by using a 4.12a. That's why I am showing you this figure. Method 1, there are two methods in this, method 1 and method 2. So in this method 1 is using the circuit of what I am showing here, a figure. This is a figure. This one is 2-quadrant chopper, nothing but. As we are taking 2, here it is 2-quadrant chopper. So if S2 is kept closed continuously and S1 and S4 are controlled, one gives a 2-quadrant chopper. Okay, so if S2 is kept closed here, if S2 is kept closed continuously and S1 and S4 are controlled, S1 and S4 are controlled, you are getting the 2-quadrant chopper as I shown you this one, a figure. Okay, so if I do the 4-quadrant chopper like this, I will get this chopper. So this provides a variable positive terminal voltage, and the armature current will also be, we can expect, in either direction. So if the armature motor current is in either direction, it gives the motor control in 1 and 2 quadrants. Okay. If armature current is only one direction, positive means first quadrant. If it is in negative means second quadrant. If it can give operation in both the directions means we can get both quadrants 1 and 2. So now if S2 is kept closed continuously and S1 and S4 are controlled, a 2-quadrant chopper can be obtained. So this can supply a variable negative voltage terminal. Okay, so this supplies a variable negative voltage terminal and armature current will be in either direction. Okay, so here the armature current which I have said is in third and fourth quadrants. Okay, so for changeover of first and 2 is forward motoring, and for 3 and 4 it is regenerative braking. That means reverse motoring. So for changing over from forward motoring to reverse motoring, we have to follow the steps. In the first what we have to do is S2 is continuously on. Okay, S2 is continuously on. This is made continuous and we are controlling the remaining choppers. So in the first quadrant, S2 is continuously on. Remember, first quadrant S2 is continuously on. And S1 and S4 are controlled. These two are controlled. S1 and S4 are controlled. So for the changeover, the value of delta should be reduced to the minimum value. Okay, the motor current reverses and it reaches the maximum permissible value then only. The current control loop, it restricts from exceeding the maximum possible value. So for safety purpose, we are using the current control loop, which is used for preventing the maximum exceeding of maximum permissible values. And what happens when you make the delta reduced to minimum value? The motor will be decelerating at maximum torque and it reaches 0 speed. So this is one method. That means this is in forward. So for reversing, what we have to do? We have to reduce the delta to minimum value. The current reaches the maximum permissible value and the current control loop will be limiting the maximum permissible value current, and the motor decelerates and reaches to 0. So now what happens? Until now S2 is on. So now what happens? We have to off the S2. S2 is now opened. This one S2 is now opened. So S3 is continuously closed. Now S3 is continuously closed. And for delta, it is controlled by S1 and S4 again. So S1 and S4 should be adjusted corresponding to desired speed. What the speed you want, you have to adjust the S1 and S4 by controlling them. Okay, so now what happens? Previously the motor is decelerating. Now the motor will be accelerating at a maximum torque in the reverse direction, and the now current is regulated by current control loop still. So finally it will be settling at a desired speed. What we have controlled for S1 and S2, what we have controlled the delta for S1 and S2, the speed will be settled at the desired speeds. So this method of control, it has some features I will discuss you. First one, the utilization factor of the switch is low due to asymmetry in the circuit operations. Okay, so what are the features? First one is the utilization factor for the switch is low due to asymmetry in the circuit operations. And when the switches S2 and S3 Here also the switches S1 and S2, sorry, S2 and S3, we are continuously offing and continuously on the switches, right? So they should be remained for on for a long periods. So what happens if they are on and off for a long periods? This create a communication problem when the switches are realized using thyristors. Okay, so the minimum output voltage will be depending directly on the minimum time for which the switch is closed. Okay, output voltage, the minimum, what is the minimum output voltage? It depends directly on the minimum time for which the switch is closed. Because we are putting always a restriction on the minimum time for which the switch will be closed, particularly in thyristor choppers. If we take in thyristor choppers, we will be restricting permissible values. We will be restricting on a minimum time for which the switch will be closed. So the minimum for this disadvantage, what is happening for this consequence, minimum average output voltage and minimum motor speed are also restricted here. So we cannot attain up to the desired values, but there will be some restrictions in the desired values of the speeds. So to ensure that switches S1 and S4 and S3 and S4 are not on the same time. Okay, so S1 and S4 should not on at the same time, and S3 and S4 should not on the same time. So we have to take the precautions that they should be on, they should not on instantaneously on the same time. Okay, so if you want any instantaneous changeovers from, if you want to on S1 and S4 on the same time, there should be some time interval elapsed between the turn off of one switch and turn on of other switch. So if you turn on S1, you have to take some delay time and turn on S4, so that we have to ensure that S1 is closed and we should on S4. Like that also, the times, there should be some delay time between the S3 and S4 on times. After S3 is off, then only after giving some delay time, we have to on S4. Okay, so this restricts the maximum permissible frequency of the operation. What we have done, it restricts the maximum permissible frequency of the operations. So it also requires two switching operations during a cycle of the output voltage. This time delay should also is also requiring switching operations of two switching operations during a cycle in the output voltage. And method 2 I will discuss in next class.